Hi, I'm Agent Ford. Do you think you can help me solve another true crime mystery? Cooperation from the public is often necessary for effective and equitable day-to-day police work. But at times, there can be a clash between the police force and the public, which hinders criminal justice. Today, we have the case of Rebecca Reusch, a teenage K-pop fan who disappeared suddenly without a trace. The case is still ongoing and kind of messy since there appears to be no coordination between the police and the victim's family. Rebecca Reusch was a 15-year-old girl residing in Berlin, Germany with her family. Rebecca was always described as a cheerful and down-to-earth person by her friends and family. Like any other girl of her age, Rebecca loved TikTok and had managed to get over 30,000 followers on her Instagram. Most importantly, she idolized BTS. If you don't know by now who BTS is, you are surely missing out. BTS is a South Korean boy band group and one of the most popular K-pop bands. They have a crazy number of fans and followers all over the world, Germany included. On February 17, 2019, Rebecca left her house to go to a sleepover at her older sister's house. Her name was Jessica, and she lived in the same neighborhood as her parents. She was married to a guy named Florian, and the pair had a child together. Rebecca adored her niece. She would spend most of her weekends at Jessica's house just to spend time with him. That night, Rebecca and Jessica watched TV together until 11 p.m., when they called it a night and went to sleep. Rebecca's brother-in-law, Florian, was away for a company meeting that day and arrived home at around 5:45 a.m. the following day. On February 18, 2019, at around 7:15 a.m., Rebecca's mom tried calling Rebecca to wake her up for school, but her cell phone was turned off. She then left multiple messages for Rebecca, but they were never opened. She tried contacting Jessica, but she was already on her way to take her daughter to the daycare and couldn't check on Rebecca. Jessica assumed that Florian might be home after returning pretty late, so she asked Florian to check on her younger sister. However, Florian claimed that Rebecca wasn't at the house. At this point, Rebecca's mom started to believe that she might have left for school already, but her worst fear came true when she found out that she never arrived at school that day. Rebecca was supposed to meet Jessica again at around 4 p.m. the same day, but she was nowhere to be seen. Her mobile was turned off, and her family couldn't get a hold of her for hours. Many indicators were starting to point towards foul play. Something terrible might have happened to Rebecca. For this reason, without wasting any more time, her family reported her missing. Rebecca left Jessica's house pretty early in the morning, but didn't go to school. Where could she possibly have gone? There were many possibilities as to what might have happened to her. The first possibility was that Rebecca might have run away, but this assumption was quickly ruled out as the evidence said otherwise. Nothing was missing except for her necessities for school and for the sleepover the night before. Before diving into this case any further, it is essential to know that Germany's police don't work the same as in the U.S. They don't release much information about the case unless they are talking about people of interest. There were many instances where Rebecca's family seemed unhappy about the investigation. Rebecca was reported missing by her family on February the 18th, but the missing persons wasn't filed until the next day. It is a must that you can't report a person missing until 48 hours after their disappearance, and the police had to abide by these rules. However, this rule doesn't necessarily apply to minors. The police put out Rebecca's photo for any possible sightings during the time she went missing. This was another significant action that disappointed the family. They claimed that they'd given Rebecca's recent photos to the police, but they decided to use a photo with makeup and added filters from her Instagram account. On February 28, 2019, the police arrested Florian, Rebecca's brother-in-law. The arrest was rather shocking as the case had been quiet for a while. Many signs made the police believe that Florian was involved in the disappearance of Robin Reusch. According to Florian, He went to bed as soon as he arrived home, and Rebecca was nowhere to be seen when he went to check up on her. But the police had some evidence that contradicted this statement. The internet router in Jessica's home showed that Florian was using the internet around the same time that Rebecca was using it as well, meaning Florian didn't go to sleep immediately after he arrived. We don't know whether he met with Rebecca that morning, but what we do know is that Florian was now a prime suspect in the case. Investigators weren't acting on pure suspicion. They had some evidence against him. Florian didn't mention to any of them that he left home that very morning of Rebecca's disappearance. The car owned by Jessica and Florian was caught on a speedometer camera heading towards Poland, which was only 1.5-mile drive from their house. Since Jessica was at work, Florian was the one who could have possibly been driving. The following day, Florian took the same car and headed towards Poland once again. Was there a legitimate motive, or was he trying to dispose of a body near Poland's lakes and forests? Police had also found Rebecca's DNA inside Florian's car. However, it was nothing out of the ordinary, as she would frequently ride in their vehicle. The police released Florian from custody as there wasn't enough evidence to hold him. This was until March 4th, when they arrested him again. With the pressure and attention from the police, Florian started to crack. He made a shocking confession, giving away his motives as to why he traveled to Poland that day. Turns out, Florian had gotten mixed up in some illegal activities. He didn't want to confess earlier as he knew that he would get into trouble for such activities. The next day, he went to Poland again to search for his engagement ring, which he had lost the day before. This statement from Florian only made him look more suspicious, as nobody would search for an engagement ring late at night. You usually search for it in the daylight, where natural light can help the search. Investigators started searching the area to find Rebecca's body, but they couldn't trace the young girl. Florian was re-released due to a lack of evidence. Despite being the prime suspect of the investigation, Rebecca's family believes that the police were looking at the wrong person. Rebecca's disappearance was now changed to homicide. Police were also looking after a man named Max. Rebecca had befriended Max through Instagram. The boy didn't live in Berlin, but they wanted to meet each other in person. Rebecca's parents believed that Rebecca was planning to skip school and meet with Max the day of her disappearance. The weird part is that Max deleted all of his social media profiles the very day after Rebecca disappeared. There's a possibility that Max might have been a catfish and somehow involved in the disappearance of Rebecca, but the police seemed focused on Florian instead. Many people have come forward regarding the case of Rebecca Reusch. A man gave the police information saying that he saw someone that looked like Rebecca at the shopping mall with another man. The time frame he mentioned was about 1 month after Rebecca had disappeared. As per the man's statement, the police disregarded the information. The man then decided to directly contact Rebecca's family. Rebecca's friends also came forward, revealing that Rebecca was often bullied at school. She also had some toxic friends who had made her life a lot more stressful. Rebecca was bothered to the point that she was considering changing her school. She had also dyed her hair before her disappearance, possibly indicating that she wanted a change in her life. It has been 2 years since Rebecca disappeared without a trace. What happened to Rebecca remains a mystery to this day. Comment down below what you guys think about this case. Do you believe Florian or Max has something to do with Rebecca's disappearance? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your fellow investigators. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a case. With that being said, stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next crime scene.